If my views are dropping over time, what's going on? Whose fault is it? And what should I do?
So there's a couple things. Like I always believe like there are certainly times when like there are like bugs or there are things that go wrong or like the world's most brilliant video doesn't get the views that it deserves. But again, going back to it being a competitive market is it could be a lot of things. I always like to feel empowered. So I want to think like I have a lot of control over this. So for example, what I see frequently, almost most frequently, I think, is people just say, my views are down. Everyone I'm talking to has their views are down. YouTube must have changed the algorithm, which is not really how the algorithm works. It kind of evolves. It doesn't really change that much. So you go into analytics and you look, and most of the time you'll see a huge spike video. Like one video just smashed. It was incredible. It's a huge spike. And then that video dropped at some point. And after it dropped, the views went back to about normal, maybe a little higher than normal, but about what it was before that video. And people see that reflected in their analytics as minus views or like my views are down, when really it's that one outliner video. And then the people whose views aren't down don't respond to them. But the people who also have a similar thing will say, yes, yes, me too. And they think that, oh, something must have changed. But there's a lot of value in just looking inside analytics and seeing not just like what's happening on the month, but go to the year and see if there are any of those big spikes.
And from a 30,000 foot Google YouTube level, is seasonality platform wide something that is real? Or is it just, I mean, in one country, certain things could be up? Like on a macro level, is there waves of seasonality in terms of consumption?
Yeah, I think so. Like globally, it's probably harder to measure because like you have northern and southern hemisphere, and people have different schedules. But for a long time, I think we've talked about when people go back to school, there tends to be a change in viewership. Just be like they go back to they go to high school, they go to college, where people tended to mostly watch throughout the week during summer vacation. They go back to watching more on weekends than they do during the week. That doesn't mean you have to publish on weekends. It's like if somebody makes you a sandwich while you're napping and you wake up and you're hungry, you're still going to eat that sandwich. So like, you don't have to overthink it. But there tends to be more people watching like throughout the week in the summer in North America, and then more on weekends because they're busy at school or work. And sometimes that also changes their viewing habits. Like they watch different types of videos depending on like whether it's like a sports season they enjoy, they watch more sports content. If like a new political season is ramping up, they might watch more political content. If it's like September and all the big tech, like all the new phones are coming out, they might watch more tech content in September. So I think there's a lot of seasonality that goes around.
We're recording this on June 5th, 2023. And right now, when I look at when your viewers are on YouTube, the interesting thing using the sandwich analogy, we're making the sandwiches throughout the week. We don't really upload on Sunday. We usually schedule a short for the days we don't upload. But right now, shockingly enough, Sunday, starting at 7 a.m., is the time when it's the darkest purple inside of my YouTube analytics. Starting at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, of course, our local time, there is a 5 hour block when almost, it says very many of your viewers are on YouTube, and it's darker purple than any other day of the week. Obviously, we're speaking to an exact moment, and I'm just asking for your personal opinion. The main thing is maybe why would that happen? It just happens to be June. People are watching obviously on Sunday. But would you recommend, in light of that data, that we are thoughtful about a proper upload at that time, or does it not matter and we shouldn't overthink it?
Yeah, I think that is more just how to calibrate your own expectations. So if you upload in the middle of the night, the acceleration on your views is going to be lower because there's less people around to watch it. So if you see a lower number than you expect in analytics, like, wow, this video is not taking off. Oh, it's the middle of the night. There's not a lot of people around to watch it. But if you saw that in prime time, you're like, oh, there's a problem with this video. I need to change this thumbnail immediately because people are around to watch it and they're choosing not to watch it. So I think those sorts of things, we want to give you as much context around it as possible. You can decide that my personality is I need to see instant results. So I'm going to look at this and see when people are up and give them the video then. Or it could be, I don't like analytics. I don't care what it is. I'm going to put it up whenever. And it's just, I'm letting this bird free in the sky. And that's all I'm going to care about. We just want to give you the information to help you decide, make all those decisions for yourself.